XRP holders, this is the moment you've been waiting for. The culmination of years of anticipation, speculation, and strategic planning is finally here. The excitement is palpable. Everything we've been discussing for months, the rumors, the leaks, the quiet insider moves, has just been confirmed. The whispers in the corridors of power have turned into a resounding announcement echoing through the financial world. Ripple Labs has officially announced its long-anticipated $10 billion IPO, marking one of the biggest crypto-adjacent financial events in history. But that's not all. This IPO is set to redefine the landscape of digital finance and beyond as part of its strategy to position XRP as the cornerstone of global finance. Ripple is initiating a massive XRP buyback, one that could remove up to 40% of the current supply from circulation. This move is designed to drive scarcity and value, creating a new dynamic. And here's the kicker. The SEC has finally surrendered after years of legal battles and uncertainty. The regulatory clouds have parted, revealing a clear path forward. That's right. The lawsuit that's loomed over XRP for years has ended in a full settlement. This resolution paves the way for a new era of growth and opportunity. Free from legal shackles, XRP is now recognized with regulatory clarity, removing the final roadblock for ETFs, institutional adoption, and massive capital inflows. The path is now clear for unprecedented growth and innovation. What we're looking at is a perfect storm IPO exposure, shrinking supply, legal green light, and analysts are calling it the final trigger for XRP to reach $10,000 per token. The future has never looked brighter for XRP holders, and the journey is just beginning. Let's break this down because the details here are absolutely critical. First, Ripple's IPO. By going public, Ripple isn't just raising capital, it's opening the floodgates to institutional investors. This IPO gives Wall Street its first official channel to gain exposure to Ripple, and by extension, XRP. When you combine Ripple's balance sheet flush with XRP reserves and its global banking partnerships, investors will see what the XRP community has known all along. XRP isn't just another altcoin, it's infrastructure. Analysts predict Ripple's IPO could act as a launchpad for XRP demand. In the traditional finance world, large firms that have shied away due to regulatory gray areas can now invest confidently, knowing Ripple is fully compliant. It's no longer a question of if institutional investors will buy in, it's a matter of how much. And how soon now. Let's talk about the XRP buyback. Arguably the most explosive part of this announcement, this move has sent ripples through the financial community, sparking intense debates and discussions. Ripple has confirmed plans to begin buying back billions of XRP tokens from the open market. This is a strategic maneuver that has caught the attention of investors worldwide. The official reason is to manage liquidity and reduce volatility, ensuring a more stable market environment for XRP. But the real effect is a massive supply shock. This could fundamentally alter the dynamics of the XRP market by eliminating potentially 40% of circulating supply. Ripple is making XRP even scarcer, creating a scarcity that could drive up prices significantly, just as global demand is set to skyrocket. This timing could not be more perfect for Ripple and its investors. Let's do some quick math. XRP has a total supply of 100 billion tokens. This large number is about to get significantly smaller, with roughly 50 billion in circulation. A 40% buyback would remove 20 billion tokens from the market. This is a substantial reduction. That's not just a reduction, it's a paradigm shift. The market will have to adjust to this new reality. Basic economics tells us that when supply falls and demand rises, price surges. This is a fundamental principle. And in XRP's case, we're looking at a double catalyst, an extraordinary situation. Shrinking supply from the buyback and exploding demand from ETFs and institutions, this combination could lead to unprecedented market movements. And yes, you heard that right. ETFs are coming with the SEC settlement. Now finalized, XRP has been granted regulatory clarity. It is not a security, it is a commodity-like digital asset, and that designation opens the door for XRP ETFs, a move that could attract tens of billions in capital. Just look at what happened when Bitcoin got ETF approval, over $50 billion in inflows in just a few months. Now imagine that energy directed at XRP. especially considering it has a real-world utility that Bitcoin simply doesn't cross for settlement speed and scalability. This isn't speculation anymore. According to insider sources from top investment firms, multiple financial giants including BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale are preparing XRP ETF filings. Right now, the timing is perfect with Ripple's IPO in motion, the buyback thinning supply and clarity from the SEC in place. ETF providers know XRP is the next big play, and behind closed doors, the excitement is already reaching a fever pitch. Anonymous insiders, some of whom reportedly worked on Ripple's IPO documentation, have been quoted saying things like, "We are witnessing the beginning of a financial reordering. XRP holders will be the new millionaires." Another added, "Don't be surprised when 10,000 XRP becomes the new baseline." Sound crazy? Think again. XRP has a capped supply, real-world utility, global partnerships, and now a cleared regulatory path at just a few dollars today. A rise to $10,000 would require a massive surge in demand, but it's not impossible, especially when Ripple's network begins absorbing major portions of the 150 trillion cross-border payments market. And beyond, let's also not forget that XRP is deflationary. Every single transaction burns a tiny amount of XRP, forever removing it from the supply. That alone builds scarcity into its design. Combine that with Ripple's upcoming buyback program and ETF inflows, and you begin to understand why people are calling this a once-in-a-generation wealth event. So what does this mean for you? What are the implications of all this information? How should you navigate this complex landscape? If you're holding XRP, right now you're in a unique position. You're part of a select group that has weathered the storm and stayed resilient. You've been through the ups and downs, the highs and lows of this volatile market. The emotional roller coaster has been intense, the FUD, the lawsuits, the uncertainty that seemed never ending. It's been a challenging journey, the long winters. But now things are changing, the landscape is evolving. Now we're standing on the threshold of what could be one of the biggest financial redistributions in modern history, a moment that could redefine wealth and opportunity. The XRP community didn't just survive, it's about to thrive. Don't sleep on this. This is your moment to shine. Ripple's IPO will dominate headlines in traditional finance. It's going to be a game changer, a pivotal event. The buyback will tighten supply to levels we've never seen. Scarcity will drive value, creating new dynamics. The SEC's surrender will finally unleash institutional demand. Big money is coming, and it's coming fast. And if even half of what the insiders are whispering turns out to be true, the term life-changing wealth might actually be an understatement. Imagine the possibilities that lie ahead. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe XRP can hit $10,000? Share your thoughts and predictions. Is this the beginning of the XRP millionaire era? Are we on the brink of something extraordinary? The future looks promising. Smash that like button if you're bullish. Show your support. And let's build this community together. Share this video with another XRP believer. Spread the word. And let's make some noise. And don't forget to subscribe. Stay updated with the latest news and insights. The next chapter of XRP's story has already begun. Be a part of it. The journey is just getting started.